Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid.
I promise you, this is not a political podcast.
Jump from the deep end of the pool, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. Paranoid radio, set up the mood. 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 Set up the mood.
If there's ever been a fucking time to do this today, bro, it will be today.
Bam, buddy. Oh man, this is, whew, man. Things are popping off, bro. Things are popping off, but things are looking pretty good. We couldn't really ask for anything better right now, honestly. Right? Really couldn't. The early vote numbers are in, looking pretty fucking good. And that was their game. That's how they got us last time. Listen, there was cheating last time, but they actually didn't have to cheat that much because of COVID. Right? Because of the narratives that around COVID, Trump killed 1 million people. He did this, he did that. Oh my God. That really got a lot of people, low propensity voters, right? The people that don't really vote or people that vote for one issue or don't really care. Those people got out to vote with the mail-in voting because it was so easy for them to vote at home. They didn't have to go to the polls. Democrats don't like going to the polls. This is why mail-in voting was so easy, because they could be lazy, sit on their fucking ass, get their government check, and vote from their house. Right, because Daddy Trump fucking scared him with COVID, or didn't care about COVID, or you said ivermectin works, or didn't, you know what I mean? All this shit. So those people are not voting. We're already seeing that in the numbers. They're not there. There's over 1 million people didn't vote that voted in 2020 that didn't vote this year already. So, and they're not going to show up on game day, bro. We show up on game day.
Oh, testicles 1, 2. Testicles.
That's a cold open right there. That's what we call a cold open.
Yo, welcome back to Paranoid Radio Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Trebles Garcia, the humble host of this amazing adventure. And I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today. And I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Do not forget to check us out at paranoidradio.com. Tell your friends about the show. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. Ladies and gentlemen, in a world filled with gay velociraptors and gorilla fighting tow trucks, today, allow me to jump in for the deep end of the pool and set the mood. It's getting hot in here. Woo! Guys, it's really important because this episode is brought to you by my deep state correspondent, my fighting patriot, lion father, business owner, Flash _ News 1. What's up, Big Flash? How's it going?
What's up, baby? It's fucking game day. It's the fourth quarter. 5 minutes to go. We got the ball, and we got to score.
This is the world premiere, and this is what we do. We cannot miss this shot, and we cannot be fucking around right now. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's doing these shows. Joe Rogan did it. Tinfoil Hat did it. The little ones did it. The big ones. Everybody's doing these shows, but we decided to do this show by default on the last day so that we could give you the most updated information and the most accurate and factual to the T. So hashtag right. Look it up. Allow me to jump in from the dip on the pool and set the mood. Strike it with iron is hot. This is the best show with the best content for the best listeners. Flash. We have some points to go through. We are here. It's game day. Line of scrimmage. About to score. What's popping, big dog? Give me your first point.
Let's go. Let's get right into the election, man, because this is the most important aspect of this episode, right? We're going to give you numbers. We're going to give you data. We're going to give you facts. Right
Early voting is in.
It's in, and we can see what party affiliation. Some states we can't see, so we don't really know. But indications are, some states usually follow each other. Like Florida and Ohio usually generally do the same thing. They vote for the same candidates. Word. So now in Pennsylvania, it's really going to come down to Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Nevada, we're going to flip Nevada. We already flipped Nevada with the early vote. We are winning the early vote in Nevada, which is unheard of for us because Republicans tend to vote on game day, right? That's because we're traditionalists, we're conservatives, we believe in the principles of our founding fathers. One day to vote, that's it. But these motherfuckers got us with this early voting shit, right? Because now they get to do, like I said, these low propensity voters, these people that normally don't vote or, aren't really into politics, but could be swayed one way or another because of one thing, like abortion, let's say, right? Or in our direction, immigration. We got a lot of low propensity voters on our side because
I was one of them. I'm one of them. Absolutely.
100%. Mm-hmm. And so now they got a lot of that in 2020, right? That was their trick pony, right? With all the mail-in votes, and they flooded the system with fake mail-in ballots. But like I said, it was close enough to steal. Biden only won by 10,000 votes in Arizona. 10,000 votes. That's how much they won by. So Trump probably won really by 60,000, but they were able to pump in 70,000, right? Because now if Trump wins by 100,000, you can't beat that, right? So now what they were doing with the early voting is that they were banking their votes early. Then On game day, we all showed up. Then they could play games with the fucking voting machines, the long lines. They could do all of these things that make people just say, you know what, I can't stay here for 5 hours. I can't stay here for 7 hours. I got to go home. I got kids. I got to go back to work. I got to do all this stuff, right? So now, this is why I said it was so important that the RNC, we got rid of the fucking rhinos at the RNC. I mean, we did a couple episodes, and I focused on how important it was that Laura Trump and the guy Watley from North Carolina got in those positions of power in the co-chair and the chair, and they changed everything. We are already seeing them going on offense. If we would have had this RNC in 2020, we wouldn't have lost because they would have already been filing the lawsuits pre-election, right? We waited till after the election when it was too late. What are you going to do? You're going to take somebody's vote back? You can't do it, right? So now what they did is they went on offense. They started suing in states like Iowa, where now we have the right to take off non-citizens for voting. In Virginia, the Supreme Court just ruled. Now you have a right to take non-citizens off the voter rolls, right? Now you have a right to challenge signature verifications in Arizona. All of these new laws that nobody was even talking about. And like I was telling people that shit is changing. This isn't 2020. There's not going to be mass mail-in voting. There's not going to be mass propaganda on the news about fucking COVID. The 4 years of Biden showed a lot of people a lot of things, mostly that Donald Trump was right about everything. Okay?
Word.
Time tells all, right? Time told that Trump was right. They were the liars. Everything Trump said was going to happen. If they got to win in 2020, has happened. They opened the border. They let over 20 million illegal immigrants in. If they get back in, they're going to give those illegal amnesty, and we're never going to have a free and fair election ever again. Right, because there's going to be 20 million added people to the voter rolls, and they're going to vote blue for the rest of their life because they got a paycheck and they got to walk in the back door. Right, so this is what we're focusing on, the data. Right, so right now in the swing states, it's all looking amazing. In Pennsylvania, we're down a little bit because they're playing fucking games. So if you haven't voted yet, go vote on game day. There's still going to be enough Republicans to vote on game day. Because like I said, now we got those low propensity voters on our side because of the 4 years of the Biden administration. And those people that voted for them aren't showing up. It's over 1 million less mail-in votes right now. That's crazy when the election was only decided by 80,000 total votes in 2020. There's already 1 million less votes for their side. So we got to show up on game day. I'm waiting until game day. I was going to vote early, but I think we got a chance to win New York. I like to vote on game day myself. So
Same
we
here.
got this, man.
No, same here. I've only voted 3 times in my entire life. And all 3 times that I've voted, I voted face-to-face. I like that. FaceTime. FaceTime. Now,
that's how I like it.
We got some questions from very close friends in our circle, a podcasting circle. They asked me, like, yo, what's going to happen after? What will happen after with Flash? And I'm like, what do you mean, Flash, dude? What the fuck? What do you mean? What are you trying to say? They're like, oh, well, what if Trump wins, right? And I'm like, well, the show continues. And then they told me, what if Trump loses? I was like, well, the show continues. We have, there's always going to be reporting, and there's always going to be things, and the war doesn't stop here. Ladies and gentlemen, now, you told me that Trump is suing? What?
Sure.
Talk to me, dude.
Trump is suing ABC News, or I think it's whoever does 60 Minutes. I think it's CBS, 60 Minutes, right? Trump is suing them for $10 billion for in-kind campaign contributions to the Kamala Harris campaign because she went on 60 Minutes and they doctored her answers and they edited her clips so much that they put an answer where it wasn't even a question. They fixed it all around, and then so that's illegal. Can't do that, right? And now the FCC just stepped in because Kamala Harris went on SNL the other night, right, on Saturday night. She went on Saturday Night Live. Now, that's a public broadcast, so you have to give equal time to each candidate if you're going to do something like that. So she did it on purpose. She waited to the last second to do it so that they couldn't give Trump equal time. But Trump sued because he's got bulldogs and real patriots as lawyers now. And then they made CBS News last night run a fucking a 90-second ad of Trump just saying what's up with everything. And he got to do his own pitch on CBS News. See, this is what fighting on a fair game looks like. Right now we have the people on our side. 2020 we didn't have these people. We had to go through these 4 years in order to wake up half of the other country that wasn't interested or that didn't believe us or that thought we were crazy. We're not looking so crazy now 4 years later, guys. We really aren't.
I freaking love that. And we have more notes here, bro. Hang tight. I lost my thing. What are the plans for the left, though, bro? What's happening? I think everybody's thinking about the same thing, and we're waiting for something to happen. A lot of us are trying to think extreme. Maybe it's a terrorist attack, trying to maybe go to war, etc. But what do you think? What is the plan for the left?
So the fact that Jamie Raskins, he's one of the top Democrats in the House, there's a video going around that he's talking about how they're not going to certify Trump's election on January 6th. They're going to refuse to, because of the 14th Amendment. And the fact that he actually said that publicly, though, just tells me that's a lot of fear porn. They want us to believe that to scare us into not voting. They
Word.
want us to be like, you know what? Even if we vote for Trump, they're not going to seat him, bro. They're not even going to seat him, bro. Fuck this, man. I'm not voting. I'm not voting. Because he wouldn't tell that story in public. They would keep that close to the chest if they were actually going to do that. Why telegraph what you're going to do if you're actually going to do it, right? So that to me is a psyop. A perfect example of a psyop, because why else would you tell the public that unless you wanted a visceral reaction from the public, right? And so that reaction is for us not to vote. That reaction is for us to get violent. That reaction is to do the same thing on January 6th to set ourselves up for failure, right? So that tells me that it's all fear porn. So to me, they're going to throw everything at us regards to probably another mass shooting. So the most dangerous time is going to be after tomorrow until January 20th, right? They're probably not going to know who the winner is tomorrow. So don't expect that. If we win it by a big enough margin, we'll be able to tell that Trump's going to win and that there's really no pathway to victory for them. But they're going to pull out all the stops, right? They're going to pull out all the stops.
And they have thrown everything at us. They've thrown everything at us. This fucking year, they threw UFO. They threw
everything.
Tsunamis, hurricanes. You said it all, bro. You said it all, and it's fact.
And it absolutely came true, And then so now these next 90 days or so, they're going to do it too. But I'm a firm believer that they're not going to burn down the whole system, right? Because it's only going to be 4 more years of Trump, and then he's done forever. He can never run again. So for the Democrats, is it worth burning it all down just to stop him for 4 more years? Or does it make sense to, get all your people in a duck in a row, try to win the Senate or try to win the House to try and stop Trump's agenda?
Start all over,
right? Do all the shit again that they did in 2020, run all these psyops and everything, because they don't have anything else. But the only difference is that we have an awakened populace now. It's not 2016. It's certainly not 2020. So they're scared, right? But they don't want to prove us right by them being the anti-democracy party by stopping him from certifying. If they actually did that, they are exactly who they said we are. Trump left on January 20th with his head held high, and then he came back and fought. He didn't stay a day or an hour or a second
years
later.
Of fucking
all of that,
fighting,
right?
Taking bullets. Yes,
exactly, bro. And he earned his stripes with a lot of people that questioned him for a long time. They didn't know if he was really he was about it. But now, look, he put RFK Jr. ahead of the Health and Human Services. We got Tulsi Gabbard. We got Elon Musk. All these people now, right? We're forming this Avengers
team. Yeah,
it really is. And sometimes you don't get to pick your heroes, bro. And I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with with Elon Musk and what's he really about and all this stuff. Right now, bro, we're in the battle for our lives, right? And I know when it comes down to it, people are seeing the lines are in the sand. Either you get on this side or the other side, and Elon knows what the other side is about. More regulation is going to be less money for him. It's going to be less freedom of speech. He's a freedom of speech absolutist because he bought Twitter. He opened it up to everybody. It's not just right wing. It's everybody can say whatever they want. And I think that he really proved himself for that. So I just think that right now people just know, bro, it's good versus evil. That's the name of this episode, right? And that's what it is. There's still a lot of good people out there. I know, like we focus on a lot of the negative stuff, but when it comes down to it, bro, there's a lot of patriots out there that care about this country. Maybe they have their own things and they want to make money and they're greedy and everything like that. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we all succeed. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck.
We all get a cut,
this argument that like the right is trying to sow discord in the government in order for private companies to make money, right? That's what the left says about us, why we don't believe in the government. And even if that's true, bro, I don't give a fuck who gets rich as long as my kid gets taught the real shit in school. I don't give a shit if somebody owns a private school and they're making money. I'd rather them make money than the government steal my money and not teach my kid or indoctrinate my kid. Do you know what I'm saying? So if everything works the way it should, yeah, some people are going to get rich. Some people are going to get dealt a better hand in poker, right? America's like a game of poker. I've said this before. Everybody gets dealt a hand. Some people get dealt a better hand. But everybody has an opportunity to place a bet. That's what they took from us, right? They rigged the game for the other side, or for the deep state, or for the globalists. The future belongs to patriots, bro. This is our time. This is just it
really looks, bro. And I don't want to sound cheesy here, guys, but it really looks like good versus evil. It really looks like it's Satan versus God. Like it doesn't.
The lines have never been clearer.
I've said this many times, and this is a shot to everybody that lives a Christian life. And you can't look, bro. If you're gonna focus on one problem only because of the abortion shit, well, look, God, okay. Bro. Well, let me tell you, if you're mutilating kids at a very young age, and not teaching them the right thing, and you have children, you can't be a Christian and vote fucking. You can't vote blue, bro.
If Christians came, there's 31 million Christians that didn't vote, that are registered to vote, that didn't vote in 2020. If half of those people came out, we would never lose another election again. What is your excuse? Jesus? Are you serious? Jesus chooses sinners to preach the gospel, right, in their own special way, right? You may not like the way Trump talks or whatever like that, but it's clear he believes in God. He says Jesus' name. No other president has. Okay, he believes in religion. He believes in your right to it. He never says who his God is. It doesn't matter. He believes in a higher power that is not himself, and that is not people, and that is not government. The other side worships the government. That is anti-God. That is anti-Jesus. You have no excuse to stay home. Get off your fucking Bible, put it down for a second, and go pull the lever for Donald Trump.
Yes. January 20th. What is the forecast for that, bro?
So this is going to be one of the craziest days in the history of our country, right? They're going to kick and scream, like I said. But at the end of the day, I do believe they're going to transfer the power because it's not worth burning it all down. They can, in 4 years, they can go try and win another election, do what they do. They can cause all the problems that they're trying to cause. Now they're setting Trump up for failure, right? That's what they're doing now with all of these things. Even Medicaid premiums are about to skyrocket on January 20th because they've been subsidizing it in order to keep it low to make it look like it was working, but it's not. So a lot of these bubbles are going to crash on January 20th. Right, but Trump is talking about a golden age because he's going to do drastic things in order to fix that. And the only reason why he's going to do that is he's going to have a mandate too. So in a way, it's going to be to our favor. Right, shit's going to be so bad that it's going to take drastic measures to fix it, like possibly cutting the income tax all completely and using tariffs, things like that. Going back to the gold standard of our money, joining BRICS, all of these things, right, that we can do to actually turn it all around. That the other side would never do because they're trying to burn it all down in order to implement their totalitarian system, not a system that is built on independence and the sovereignty of an individual and their nation. Right, that's what we're trying to do. That's why everyone's like, "Oh, Trump's done with these freedom cities." Actually, the freedom cities were just going to be cities that you have constitutional rights that can't be taken away by the government. That's all they were going to be. They were going to be sanctuary cities for your constitutional rights. But everybody lost their fucking mind because they believe propaganda and the black pillars that it was some kind of bad idea. But this just shows you where Trump his head's at, right? He's fighting for for our side, for capitalism, for individualism, right? For you to be able to go get money at a fair rate from the bank and start a fucking business like my family did. They were piss poor and they were able to do it, 40 years ago. There's no reason why we can't be able to live that life and that American dream. That's what we're fighting for, bro.
Absolutely. Talking about fighting for, bro. Will the military get involved? We've already seen the defenses go up in different sites at Washington, D.C. today. 5 suing states already deployed and activated the National Guard. So the military is already being deployed in many areas of the country. What can you say about that, bro?
Yeah, but listen, they always project onto us what they're going to do, right? And now in 2020, they said Trump wasn't going to leave and he was going to have to be dragged out of there by his head by the military. That was them projecting because if they don't leave, they will be dragged out of there by the military. I am a firm believer in that. There is 98% of the military is on our side, is on the side of the Constitution, are right-wing voters, right? It's just the Pentagon, the upper echelons of the military that is corrupted, just the same as the FBI and the CIA. The rank and file people are all patriots, right? That's why they did this, to join it, to fight for their country. So I believe that there's a fraction of the military that is ready to get it done if it needs be. Right, and this is where the whole Q stuff comes into effect because that's still in play here. That's still on the board, but it depends.
More than ever.
It depends what they do, right? So we react to what they do. There's contingency plans. If they leave, we transfer power. It's a beautiful thing. How you doing? All right, let's go fight for 4 years. If they don't, there's absolutely a plan to if we win a legitimate election, there's no stopping Trump unless they kill him, something like that. But they can't do that because J.D. Vance will be president, and they don't like him just as much as they don't like Trump. I think J.D. Vance is going to be more dangerous in the future than Trump is because he's more articulate, he's more well-spoken, and he's going to get, and he's young. So, that's why he picked him too, though, because he's not part of the establishment. He's not a politician. He came out of left field. Nobody knew who he was, right? That's why he picked him, because he can't be controlled as like all these other guys like Mark Rubio and Tim Scott and all these other guys, right? So we are seeing the team form. You might not love it. You might not like it. This is what it is, right? We got to take the good with the bad sometimes. I don't love everything that RFK preaches. I like a lot of his health stuff, a lot of his environmental stuff is crazy. But you know what? He's going to be put in a position where he can focus on just health, right? J.D. Vance is going to be put in a position. Trump knows now. He knows how to play the game, right? He went through a learning curve like we all did. We all learned a lot from 2016, 2020. We didn't know who to trust. We thought just because they have an R next to their name, they're on our side, right? Trump exposed both sides equally. And that's the beauty of Trump, right? He was a bull in the China shop, right? He is the destroyer, but it needed to be destroyed so we can rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
Wow. Guys, I've only dreamt about this moment, guys. This is it, bro. This is it. This is the last Flashy Friday. We've dedicated years. Listen to what I'm saying. Years. Flash has been fucking with us for a very, very long time. His very first episode was amazing. His second episode, when he talked about the vaccines and his first child, And ever since after that, Flash has came and delivered. He has created a full followers, a full amount of people that are only here for him, quite honestly. And this episode goes out to every single person that has stuck around to tune into the show. Guys, this is not the last show with Flash, but this is the last show before the amazing moment, which is Donald Trump's victory. Let's continue praying. The time things don't stop. Flash, do you have any last words for this episode?
Man, it's heavy, man. You know, this is going to be going down as the craziest, most historical time in history, right? And no matter how crazy it's been a ride. But you know what? It's a blessing to be a witness to this time. There's not going to be another time like it. We have a fork in the road. We really do. Are we going to go down the side of totalitarian control and more of a communist government, or are we going to continue the way our forefathers set us to be, right? Down a constitutional republic with individual sovereignty and borders and this. And I think, like I've always said, that the lines have never been clear. It has to be this clear. It had to be this obvious to get those people off the couch that didn't want to be left alone and that didn't give a shit. They needed to get in the game. Right. And I know some people think that politics is bullshit. Yes, it is bullshit, but we've exposed it to be bullshit. Right. But you still have to play the game, but you can play it and expose it at the same time. Right. That's the beauty of Trump. He took the Republican Party and completely changed it from the party of rich, white country club men into the party of hardworking, everyday Americans. And he doesn't kowtow to one specific group of people, black, white, Chinese. No, he talks to everybody the same. This is what Trump's gift is. He knows how to reach people where they are. He doesn't talk down to them. He doesn't talk up to them. He talks to the same group of people the same exact way. The same way he talks to his billionaire buddies is the same way he talks to the people, the American people. It's all the same because he has always been the same. We used to call that integrity. Now they call it white supremacy. It's always been about integrity. And that's what Donald Trump has. And that's why we're going to win. Pray like you've never prayed before. Hold on to your babies if you got them. We got a country safe.
Yeah, man. Keep your coffee loaded and your guns close. Is that the saying? Guys, and don't forget, guys, if you guys are in California and you guys are listening to this episode right now, and if you guys are procrastinating to vote, I'm gonna tell you something right now that's gonna hit you where a lot of us don't even know why we should vote or what's the point of it. And you're never going to vote for Trump living in California. You're never going to get Trump into office if you vote from California. However, your vote does not get lost. If you vote for the right representatives to represent your community, the school district, your local government from within your city to the county to the state, you can make a difference. Guys, your vote fucking counts. No, you're not going to vote for Trump and you're going to win Trump if you're in California. You could vote for Trump. However, if you vote for your local red representatives, that's where it's at, guys, the power. I live in the city of Huntington Park, and I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of us, my whole block, that I know we're all going to be wearing our MAGA stuff, and we're going to walk in that bitch, and we're going to vote for red local representatives, and obviously Donald Trump. So make sure, look it up, guys. Look up who your red representatives are, and do the research. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but go vote. Get up and vote, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Paranoid Radio Podcast, the last Flashy Friday for the election. The moment is here, guys. The last stretch. Flash, thank you so much, bro. Let them know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. I'm over on Instagram, heavily shadow banned, flashy_news1. Come check me out. Or at Truth Social, flashy_truths. We got this, man. We got this.
We got this. Ladies and gentlemen, check us out at paranoidradio.com. Don't forget to drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcast. That allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. So, that was fucking hard.
Paranoid Radio.